going to go in with absolutely no practice. And speaking of Des Moines, let's go there now. And, Katie, I love that town because it's all about pork, man. I mean, they got pork fritters, pork cutlets, pork on a stick. You can get any bacon-flavored Twinkies.
Oh,
Ralph
gross.
Shaheen, Mike Galloway, you getting your pork fix tonight, guys?
Steve Evans, the only kind of pork you're going to get here in Des Moines tonight is frozen pork. Watch this. You see that?
Oh,
that is our breath. Now we are inside the Memorial Auditorium here, but right behind our camera, about 15 feet out, would you say, Mike Galloway?
Yeah, snowball fight.
They have opened the doors because, of course, we're racing indoors. So we are in the middle of cross ventilation between these doors and the ones just behind us over there. It is 23 below zero outside, 15 feet away from where we are right now. So as soon as we get done with this on camera, jackets, gloves. Yeah, hot chocolates, here we go. So now, that means we got to go racing to warm things up. Pro Arena trucks and monster trucks. This is a very tight arena, Mike Galloway, but provides some really wild racing.
Last year we had probably as much action in a little arena right here than anywhere else. Take a look at this video that we're showing from last year. Now watch this jump. Oh, that hurts when you land like that. That's so difficult. Now this is Roy Fisher's truck. He's just fighting the wheel all the way around. Great double jump coming up. 1, 2, and fly. This thing is exciting. This is one of the worst crashes we had all year long. Up and over. Watch what happened with the equalizer and on to his side. It was a rough weekend last year.
That'll give you an idea of the kind of racing you can expect to see here in Des Moines. And we got a bit of a special attraction for you tonight. They have so many people trying to get into Pro Arena truck that we have 11 trucks that are going to run in advance as like a pre-qualifying to get the last spot in our main. So we're going to get set now with 11 trucks trying to get that final transfer spot into the show tonight.
Only one of them's going to make it, though, Ralph. There's going to be 10 that go home without racing at all, except for the one lap around the track. These 10 are running by themselves. The fastest of the 10 will move on into the 25 that we have, and then narrow down to 15. So we have got a great and exciting night of racing. This is going to be tough right here at this part of the track.
And our first competitor is a lady here tonight, Mike.
Yeah, she's doing a great job, too, getting around with this S10 with a V8 Chevrolet on the inside. This is a tough part of the track. She's got to try to get a little bit of rhythm as she goes through that part of the track to get any kind of...
She's really struggling through there.
Yeah, and big motor. There's going to be a difficult problem. She's not taking that too hard. You need a little more speed when you come over that. It's in the 41-second range, Ralph. I don't think that's going to be enough to put her in the program tonight. Let's see what happens. This is difficult. She just kind of eased it out of the program. 49.34.
Not what she was hoping for. Now we'll move right on to our second truck here tonight as we keep this part of the program moving along. That 23-degree below zero temperature, Mike, also changes the complexion of the dirt.
Well, the dirt was real wet. It's rained. It's snowed here. They brought the dirt inside, and it's been real wet. They put it in wet, and it's real difficult, Ralph. Well, this is that truck with the big Cadillac motor in it out of Indiana. Steve ran with us before. This guy is tough. I mean, he has got to be, short sleeves and all.
Or crazy.
Now, Ralph, let's don't go into that. Steve's going to get the swing down at that end of the track. Oh, and that's just going to wipe it out. The big tires, once again, comes into play. You couldn't cut it tight enough to get around that corner, and when that happens, the big tires are absolutely the problem that you have.
And that's part of running in this tight facility here. Now, the other section that's really tricky is right in these whoop sections. You see those orange markers? They've really moved those in to force the guys to really get on the brakes through there. And if you hit those orange markers and knock them over, it's a 5-second penalty.
Exactly, Ralph. 5-second penalty. 5-second penalty, and on top of that, you're going to have to get some kind of rhythm so that you don't hit those cones. You can't let it drift from side to side. That was a decent run. 425 cubic inch Cadillac.
It's a lot to move around this place.
Well, you know, I know why he wore short sleeves. Gave him some incentive to get through.
49.03 for him. You know, you can't expect to see blisteringly quick times here tonight.
No, you're not going to. A couple of reasons. One definitely being the cold tonight, because this is hard on equipment. The lubricants get thicker on the insides of the motor. Boy, this is a good-looking truck, Ralph.
Now remember, what you're watching are 11 competitors trying to get into the field of 25. We're taking one competitor out of this field of 11 into tonight's program.
Well, this young man is definitely going to try to get there. Look at the way he's on the throttle, working the whoops real well. Now over a couple of jumps right here. Good, hard. Now he's got great rhythm, Ralph. Let's see how he ends up. Beautiful rhythm. Everything looks great, and he's going to blister the time.
And a great-looking truck, too. Oh. This is one of the nicest ones we've seen on this tour.
I'd like to have that if it had a heater on the inside.
You'd take anything with a heater right now.
Right now, I would. That had more speed over that, and he cleared that car. That was good.
He's really getting around well, Mike. I think we're going to have a new leader here.
No doubt, Ralph. Let's just see how he finishes up. 37.58. That's a proud time.
Now, that last big jump is intriguing, too, because a lot of the times when you come around that last corner, you get people really on the gas, flying over that big jump. But you can't do that here tonight, Mike, because just after that big jump is a bulldozer at the other end.
Right, not going to do that. You don't want to tangle horns with a bulldozer. This is the jump at the finish line.
See how he's got to just kind of roll over it? See him get on the brakes and just kind of roll over the jump?
And you have to come to a complete stop once you finish your run, Ralph.
Right.
That's part of the rules with the...
This track runs out of ground in a hurry. Here's Bill Bowman out of Flat Rock, Indiana, and an 88 Suzuki Samurai.
Well, he really gets this little Samurai around well, extremely well. He's quick with this thing. I can't say that this is not going to be a good combination tonight, because we taught a real tight course. He's going to have to be on the throttle all the way around, though, to make this thing run with the V8s tonight. And it sounds like, of course, it sounds like 1,000 bumblebees, but it sounds like he's on the course. He got over the hooks real well. See the rhythm and the bounce.
Good news is all those bumblebees seem to be hitting in sync, too, and he's really motoring around here pretty good.
Got to come back and get over that car. That was good. That was excellent, as a matter of fact. But 37.58 round, he needs to be hard on the throttle. And not going to be there. He doesn't have the horsepower at that point to really rush the finish line. That was a great run.
It was a good effort, a 40-40 for the little Suzuki Samurai.
Looks like it's had a couple of more. Here's the young lady out of... That was a great run.
You know what? I think also this might be a good night for the Broncos. And the smaller wheelbase trucks all the way around. Those Broncos might really be the key, because they'll have a good balance between short wheelbase and high horsepower.
That's a very good observation, Ralph, because that's the thing you want. This young lady out of Clovis, California,
it's a long tow.
Yeah, Rob Mello. Her husband sponsors Rob Mello trucks. She drove Rob's truck a couple of times over the summer, and they went back and built her one, and now she's out on the trail with Rob Mello, and this is her first time indoors. It really looks good right now, Ralph.
Does a great job of getting through that first section of whoops. Now she'll come up the main straightaway portion.
Now, Ralph, this is more of a four-wheel drive track, and this is a two-wheel drive Bronco. Before she's not showing any slack on it. Go on, go on.
Boy, she's moving pretty good in the Bewitched truck.
Really going to have to hurry, though, right? She's still got about 10 seconds left, but she's a long ways from being to the finish line. Now she's getting down to the short rows, and really needs to hurry.
She's got to cut this corner well and get a good run to the final jump, Mike. I don't know if she's going to make it.
Not enough. Not enough. She got slowed down a little bit when she came around the last turn, Ralph.
Des Moines, Iowa is where we at as we work our way into the main program with Pro Arena trucks. Things are just getting underway here with Motor Madness. It's 23 below zero here. Hope we can warm up your night for you. Stay with us. Welcome back to Des Moines, Iowa. This is Terry Keel in the 32, and he just warmed this place up. We got a new fast time. Look at this.
With an international.
Don't see many of those, do you? Scout, International Scout. That's, I think, one of the few, maybe the first one, Mike, we've seen with the Pro Arena trucks.
Well, and they have big horsepower, but they weigh a lot. The motors are real heavy.
Well, it was good enough to get Keel the #1 spot for now. Let's see what Kevin Tully can do.
Kevin's kind of got a combination between a pickup truck and what used to be a Blazer, and Kevin's in trouble. Couldn't make the hard turn at any time. In this short of racetrack that you put in reverse, your history. You're not going to make it tonight.
I don't think he's going to get very far anyway. That belch of flame out from underneath pretty much spelled the end of his night.
Bring the hook.
That's it.
Ralph, your lips are beginning
They're
to...
not working, are they?
They're getting a little blue right around the
Yeah.
edges.
Yeah. Just not working. Might get the hook for me.
The track, Ralph, is really going to kind of tell the tale tonight because it's got so much bite in it. It is so tight that you're really going to have a lot of horsepower if you're ever going to try to break the tires. He's got enough moisture in it, and he's cranking and pumping and pumping and cranking. Keeps pumping. You know, what usually helps in this is $2 worth of gas. It's just amazing.
Let's see if we can figure out what went wrong with the truck as he came around the corner here. Watch for the belch of flame out from underneath.
Well,
here's where he's got to back it up.
It backfired right there.
Yeah, but there's...
A lot of times, Ralph, when that happens, you've broken a timing chain or it's dropped. It's just...
Well, he keeps it going now when he comes around the other corner here, Mike. He completes this left. It belches flame again.
Well, it probably jumped a notch in the timing chain the first time. Second time, it snapped the timing chain out of it, and when that happens, it will not run. The timing and the fuel going inside of it become two opposite things. It just doesn't work well.
So Kevin Tully done for the night. And Keel's time will hold in there for a couple more. Now this one here, though, this could be a truck that makes a run at him. Mike Nelson.
A lot of experience with the driver. He didn't get his entry form in time, so he didn't make the show at that point, 25. So he's got to run this qualifier to hopefully get there. But here again, he's got a lot of experience in it. This truck, they've changed all the suspension on it, changed the looks of the truck. They've raised it up quite a bit. Still got the V8 motor on the inside of it. It is four-wheel drive tonight. They've gone to a little tire, and it's got a pretty good knob on it, so he should get a lot of side bite on it. But the time to beat with the Scout is really, really down low.
And remember, just the winner of this round of 11 moves on to the field of 25.
And that only gives him a chance to run with that 25.
And make the 15, yeah.
That was good. Oh, back dribbled it. He's not going to let off, though. He knows this is a go-for-broke situation. I believe the truck's working better than I've seen it work in the past. It's quite a bit stiffer, though. Yeah, it's bouncing around a little bit.
And he might not be used to that. It could be part of his problems in making the thing handle, learning how to drive it like that. Got to bounce out of that rear end, dribbling like a basketball.
Yeah, it's seized on the coilover springs on the back, Ralph. I just noticed that the back of the truck's got coilovers on it.
He's done, Mike.
And he kicked the drive shaft out of it, I believe. I don't see it or I don't hear it, but it's whatever it is, it means that we won't make the race tonight.
Well, it started off as one of the better runs we've seen out of Mike Nelson, except for that first turn. It looked like he cut around the jump there maybe a little too tight and got it up on three wheels.
He gets it.
Right here.
He gets it right there.
Two wheels.
Gets it up on two wheels, and there's nothing he can do about it. He just cut across, and it kicked it up.
Now, here's where it breaks on him. Watch underneath. Let's see if we can pick up what went wrong.
See, the coil springs on the back of the truck, and he's done away with the leaves and gone to coil. And that's going to...
That tire spinning in the air there, you think that's what did it to?
Yeah, because when it came down, probably snapped the U-joint out of it.
So Mike Nelson, who ran 15th back in Minneapolis, done here tonight. And we got just a couple more to go. Oh, this truck, the Killer Time truck, just rockets out of the game, Mike.
Sonny Dorman, and he is on his way. This is a great run, and this truck's set up right, Ralph. All the way around. It's got the good suspension on it. It lands beautifully. Look at this, right down in the dirt, into the rocking chair, and all around. This is a great running truck, Ralph. He can be the man.
I'll tell you what else it does, Mike. When he runs it hard down the straightaway into the turns, watch down here how well that truck stops. So he can get a turn. Look at that.
That truck is really something to race with.
Oh, yeah. We got a new quick time. 34:55.
Truck lands so well and works all the way around.
Boy, he did a beautiful job with that run. Watch this.
Ran this truck, a different version of this truck last year here. I think that was the only time we actually got to see him race with him. But this truck is beautiful. Look at that.
Look at the front wheels locked up. He was already on the brakes trying to get that thing to stop.
Set up and get into that turn.
Well, now we're told we got 2 to go from Olathe, Kansas. Here comes Bill Hubbard.
Right outside of Kansas City, Olathe. They have a good tractor pull in old Lake of Kansas.
Look at the front shock setup on this one.
Lots of travel.
Look at the rear shock setup on this one.
Yeah, that's kind of a nitrogen setup on that. I would say this truck has been to Nevada more than once.
Yeah.
The state.
It's been out in the desert a few times, hasn't it?
Yeah, I would think so. It looks a lot like Ivy Sturr's old truck. It's handling well, but he
just knocked over a couple of those orange cones. I think it helped anyway.
when you do that, I don't care how fast you go, you can't beat the 10-second penalty that you get strapped on you, 5 for each one of them. Brake lights work.
Yeah.
It's a desert truck.
Well,
Trying to get over to the side route to set up, come around and make this swing for the finish line, but I believe it jumped out of gear, and that was all she wrote.
well, tack on at least 10 seconds because we saw him knock over at least 2 cones. And that's going to knock him out of his chance, but maybe a truck with some potential.
Well, here comes a truck with potential. Yeah.
Wow. One shot to go. Sonny Dorman, the quick guy right now with that 34-second run.
Pulls the belts good and tight.
Sean Loader about to take a shot at him over in Davenport, Iowa.
There's just a lot of these pro arena type trucks in this area. They race these trucks a lot outdoors in the summertime in this part of the country, and there's a lot of, I like the looks of this truck. It's got the little tires. You ought to be able to get around, turn the course tight. Looks good so far. Oh, that's beautiful.
34:55, as you can see, is the time to beat.
He's got to just really go hard from here on out, Ralph. You can't quit. You got to clear that car. He just needs to go all the way over, not even touch it.
Does it?
That's it.
Doesn't sound.
Now he needs to set up for that turn, swing it around.
Here he comes.
This is
Getting
gonna
up to
be real close.
34:55. Not going to make that.
Just.
Sonny Dorman will get the final spot in the field of 25 here tonight in Des Moines.
2 ticks away.
So the field of 25 is set for the Des Moines round of the Pro Arena Truck Series for 1998. Plenty of great racing action yet to go. Monster trucks will be warming up the arena when we come back to Des Moines. Don't you go away. There's a future Pro Arena truck driver right there enjoying the program here at the auditorium in Des Moines as we have worked our way through our 11. We're set for our field of 25, Mike, and that Sonny Dorman's truck looked pretty good.
Boy, that truck did. He's going to challenge now. He's going to run first. He'll be the first one out of the boat tonight, and he's going to set a track record, you know.
And he's also had an opportunity to see the track, so that might give him an advantage.
No doubt. And that truck was not hurt when it went into the pit area. He's fine. He should be real quick coming back.
Because remember, there is no practice beforehand. When they go out to make their runs, that's the first opportunity they get a chance to look at it. So let's go back now to Charlotte, where Steve and Katie are getting set for some remote control car racing. What do you like?
Oh, Katie, no doubt.
You would. Steve, I'm betting on you, buddy. Take him.
No, Katie plays with more toys.
Hey, Frosty, how you doing, bud? The temperature
Thank
keeps
you.
going down the more he talks about it.
Yeah, they got snow in the arena. You see that white stuff?
Is this cool?
This is really cool. This is a 1/10 radio-controlled race car.
Yep.
It's a truck, actually.
And take a look at how close it is to the real thing you'll be seeing later on. Look at the wishbones, 4.5, 4-wheel steer,
Wow.
coilover shocks, 2 in each corner. This is just one bad boy. We got a pretty good course for it, too. Tell us about the course, Kate. It's kind of an S shape.
I don't know anything about it. We got thrown dirty rugs over there, a few pylons, and of course, if we hit, we're going to get 5-second penalties, right?
And we've got
Got an
cars to
S-shape.
crush.
S-shaped, yeah, we'll come around there. This is the tough one, though. This is insane. Come off of that, and how are we going to make that? This is going to be tough.
I want to
Very
emphasize we are going to do this with absolutely no practice, just like the real drivers will tonight in Des Moines.
good. Yeah, that's what you think.
Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back with monster truck action, big and little.
I like squishing the tires. Well, we ought to make clear that this is not our radio-controlled monster truck. No, it's Stephen Prall's of Traveler Rest, South Carolina. It's a beautiful car, truck, and they all nickname their trucks. This one's called Barefoot, B-E-A-R.
Katie's going to go first later on tonight, so I'm adjusting the shocks. They'll be just perfect for you, Katie. Ralph, what do you think of this bad boy, huh?
And it's a good wreck. Looks a lot like Barefoot.
Oh, Fred Schaefer's truck.
Yeah, it's a good-looking thing.
Painted like the truck and everything.
It looks really nice, and we're trying to figure out how we can do that, and Galloway's trying to figure out how to blow circles with
I'm going to spell TNN.
TNN. Yeah. Anyway, you know, we've been racing the Pro Arena trucks and the monster trucks already in the 1998 season. Let's take a look now at the point standings for the monster trucks and how they are doing. Up on top, Dan Patrick and that beautiful new paint scheme on Sampson. He's really got this thing figured out right now.
When we started the season, it came with a new motor. Told me it had 50% more horsepower, and he's proven himself last 2 races out. He's awesome right now.
I think as you take a look at the back half of the top 10, the other thing that is interesting is how Firestone is struggling a little bit to get going. But the thing I like about Dan Patrick is not just a truck in 98, but how he's been driving in 1998. He's really come up with some new little tricks. We'll get into that a little bit later on, and it's really working out for him. Let's meet Dan Patrick. He is standing by with the 3rd member of our broadcasting crew, Dave Burns.
Thanks, Ralph. And you know, the biblical character for which Dan Patrick's truck is named, Samson, did some pretty amazing things in its time. Samson ripped apart a lion with his bare hands, and then Samson slew about 1,000 Philistines with the jawbone of a donkey. Now, Dan's not going to be asked to do that here tonight, but Dan, you've got some pretty amazing things to do here in a very tight course. How do you hang on to the points lead tonight here at Des Moines?
Well, it's going to be tough here. I don't have any easy rounds tonight. I mean, I got Firestone Wilderness first round. If I get past him, I got Executioner and Bigfoot second round. So there's no easy fights tonight. This track is really tight and it's really tacky, so you can't go in the turns very fast. So this is my first night on a very long extended road trip, and so we're going to be aggressive, but we're also going to be cautious. We'll really stretch it out on the straight line more than we will in the obstacle race, but we're going to fight for that too.
And on this long road trip, Ralph, Dan says he might also let his hair grow real long. That was the other secret of Samson's strength.
You never know with Dan Patrick. That's the last thing the competition wants to hear, is that he might find some more strength. Now let's take a look at the other division you're seeing here tonight, the point standings for Pro Arena Truck. Hopkins up on top. The Hopkins brothers dominating this, and that's those Broncos.
We saw those Broncos right here for the first time last year. Then they started to tow the trucks a little bit. They really came out strong. They're awesome. They can be beat, though. Don't be thinking that they've got a cinch on it all.
And the guy you don't see in that top 10, surprisingly, the guy who was #1 last year, Joe Brozovic, buried down in 23rd, 25th. Ooh. Can Brozo make his way back into the top 10 here tonight? Stick around. We're coming back to Des Moines to find out as we continue on with TNN's Motor Madness. Monster trucks warming up the arena air. Welcome back to Des Moines, Iowa. Ralph Shaheen along with Mike Galloway and Dave Burns with you. Motor Madness getting set to introduce you to some monster truck racing here on this Friday night. Here is a bracket for our obstacle course competition. Bigfoot and Executioner will be the first 2 to square off. Then it's Firestone Wilderness and Sampson. Equalizer and Virginia Giant. The Bulldozer gets the bye in round #1, and that could be big for him.
Oh, I think it's a big plus. Now, the guys have so much traction. Dan Patrick talked about how tight the course was. Bigfoot just jerked the front tires off the ground about 3 foot. Let's take a look at the course. They're going to leave on this car over. Then there's around this white pole, over this set of cars, and then finish on this set of cars. And it's called a chase course because each truck will run in the same area. This truck will leave, come down around over this set of cars, then finish over on this set of cars. So it's a chase course. It's going to be tight.
There's a good look at Bigfoot, the most famous of all monster trucks. Here's Bigfoot's stats, a 1997 Ford F-150, 572 big blue cubic inch engine, 1,400 horsepower, living in the belly of this beast.
Eric is driving this truck tonight. New driver setting in for it. Eric's going to do a great job. He's a real young driver, real aggressive. We've got Eric and Eric. Take a look at this truck. This is the Executioner truck.
It's a 97 Chevy 3500, 572 cubic inch engine in this one. 1,400 horsepower as well, living inside of this one.
Think about it. These guys have really done a lot of work on the truck. They've been upside down maybe 3 times, but they've got a new sponsor on the Executioner truck. I'll tell you more about them in just a moment. There's the Executioner truck. They put a new blower on it. They've gone to all new fuel system on it. Mark told me he didn't know what the truck was going to do. Is either going to run or not. There's the Hall brothers getting ready to go racing.
So the first pair here tonight at our monster truck competition getting set to go. Executioner up against Bigfoot. About half the field here tonight, too, Mike, are chassis that Dan Patrick built.
Exactly.
Including the Bigfoot truck.
Don't count the Hall boys out because, hey, like I said, they've done a lot of work on the truck. They've done some changing, some blower work, some fuel work. And
big jump for Bigfoot. Big jump for Bigfoot over the cars.
uh-oh, they're all over the place.
I think Bigfoot might have gotten that one, huh?
That's going to be real close. Real close.
Bigfoot, we're told, is going to get the win on this one. Mike, he got a tremendous jump.
He did. The Hall boys, their consolidated communications truck. There's the consolidated communications truck. Here's the finish on it, off to the side. He got all the tires where they needed to be, but what really hurt this truck was the starting line. Bigfoot out in front of him, maybe a hood link or something like that, but the start, Bigfoot left on that Hall Brothers truck, and when he left, it looked like a rocket leaving over there.
Tell you what, it might be cold in here, but the smell of that alcohol helps warm up the system, doesn't it?
I love that smell.
Firestone Wilderness coming up in the next one, a 97 Ford F-150, 572 cubic inches and 1,400 horsepower. This is pretty much a sister truck to Bigfoot.
They change the body. That's exactly what they do. But this Wilderness truck is awesome. There's Patrick.
Boy, is that truck getting to be the big dog on the tour this year in a hurry. Dan Patrick and Sampson. A 96 Chevy, 560 cubic inches, 1,350 horsepower, a little bit less in the horsepower department. Those big bulging biceps help make up for the difference.
Don't believe everything you read. Big blown Hemi in the back of this truck. Look at that. I'm telling you, the guy's got power.
Quickly becoming one of the crowd favorites on the tour is the new Sampson truck. It is absolutely beautiful, the paint scheme.
They're picking the tires up when they clean them off. They're picking the front ends of these trucks up. These trucks weigh 11,000 pounds. They're picking the trucks up probably 3 foot in the front end.
On board with Firestone Wilderness as you're going to go riding with them.
Eric, are you ready to ride? Okay.
Getting set to go racing here. Firestone Wilderness against the series points leader, Dan Patrick and Sampson.
Well, Ralph, honest to goodness, you could take a coin and flip it in the air. That's how close these guys are. This is going to be probably as good a race as you're going to see for a long time. Patrick is fast. Eric is fast. They both got lightning fast reaction times. Let's watch them lead. That's from inside the Firestone Wilderness truck. Firestone a little bit ahead of Patrick at this point.
Oh, but he can't make it up for it. Look at that.
Oh, pull it out.
Dan Patrick really made up for the difference, didn't he?
Jerked the rabbit out of the hat to Ben.
Sampson credited with the win as you got to look at our suspension cam down underneath. Boy, he really came out of nowhere to make up for the lost time.
He was behind, and then right when they went to the finish line, he kicked that Hemi in place, and it went for everything. Look at that beautiful pass on that truck.
Now watch the suspension on the Firestone Wilderness truck go to work. Remember, that's 11,000 pounds landing on the ground. Look at that suspension absorb the shock.
Look at these shocks right here. Look how easy they're working now. They're nitrogen filled, and this truck is absolutely state-of-the-art. There, see it come out, it extends right here, where it drops down, then we'll go back up. That makes the landing that much smoother.
What a great shot to give you an idea of what happens when these 11,000-pound machines go flying through the sky. Well, we got another pair getting set to go. Equalizer, Virginia Giant. That's Equalizer on the right side of your screen at the far end of the arena, Virginia Giant. The Equalizer, 97 S10 Chevy, 540 cubic inches, 1,400 horsepower in this one.
Well, he gets around these little short tracks real well. He doesn't have a locked rear end in it, and that lets him get around just that much faster. There's the Lucas Oil Products truck setting in the Virginia Giant. You don't find many trucks that is that pretty.
And it's a beautiful machine. a 97 Ford, 429 cubic inches, 1,500 horsepower living in the Giant.
Steve Evans would understand this. Ohio George Montgomery built the motor inside that truck.
And he did as well with this engine as he used to do with the drag racing motors.
There you go, Ralph. Oh, no.
What's that all about?
I don't know. I think we've had a jump of the starting line.
Well, we got a false start, and we'll have to wait to see what the USA officials do here.
You got to say it left well.
Yeah. So we'll see if the equalizer will go back around and restage.
I don't think there's a problem with Dale Wilson's truck. I think Dale was just sitting and waiting.
Dale Wilson, of course, the driver of the Virginia Giant.
Ralph, this isn't going to hurt that truck. These alcohol trucks run better when they're warm.
Yeah, the motors are actually very cold, and they can actually form frost on the engine.
They do form frost on the engine, especially on the top part of the blower. But he's building some heat inside the motor.
Apparently, now you know what? Being completely honest with you, I got no idea what's going on here. I'm not sure the racers know either.
I'm sure they don't, Ralph. These guys are total pros, and I don't think they have any kind of idea. We're going to have to get some kind of an official word from the USA.
Well, equalizers parking the truck. I'm not sure what that was all about. Maybe it was a false start, and so they're going to credit the victory to Giant. Could that be?
If it was a false start, the Giant did what he should do. He ran the course completely. He ran the course. He made a qualifying pass all the way around.
Wow. They're going to park these two under the grandstands. Well, the USA officials are talking about it. They're in discussion on the rules. So we will take a break here in Des Moines. Let the USA officials make the call as to what the story is with Equalizer and Giant. We'll have it for you when we come back to Frozen Des Moines. Welcome back to USA Motorsports Monster Truck Challenge here at the Veterans Memorial Auditorium in Des Moines, Iowa. This crowd, as well as us, were a little surprised by what we just saw in that first round of Monster Truck obstacle course competition between the Virginia Giant and the Equalizer. Let's go down to Dave Burns with Kevin Pugh, the race director, to find out, Dave, what's the call?
Well, we're talking with Kevin, and he's still talking with the rest of his team, trying to sort this out. Kevin, we saw the Virginia Giant hold and the Equalizer takeoff. What's the ruling there?
Right now, that is a wave off on the race. There's a meeting taking place with the director of the Monster Truck competition for the event. Evidently, there's a glare being cast for the lane on the right side, and they are not seeing that light go green. They're making the determination right now as to how those racers are going to be scored and what happens for the rest of the evening.
So that will affect, for one, Mark Hall. I believe that was a complaint he had in the Executioner. Is that right?
Exactly. It looks like right now it would be the race with the Executioner and the race with the Virginia Giant. They both had trouble with it.
Okay, as much testing as you can do ahead of time, guys. Sometimes you just don't know how it's going to turn out, so you go racing.
Mike, have you ever seen that before?
Never. I've been in a lot of buildings, but I haven't had that problem. It has to do with something under the lighting in the ceiling and maybe with the placement of the start light.
Well, we're going to go back to Pro Arena Truck Racing now, and before we do that, we want to give you a good description and a good look at what the track is like here. Earlier tonight, Rick Armbruster took a lap around the Des Moines track to show you this track.
Flying fairly hard, try and keep the truck on the ground. This part gets a little tough. You got to cut a sharp corner. It's a little loose. We were looking at this earlier. Go over this double. The second one's a little sharper. You don't want to kick too much. Then go through the moguls in this corner. Try and get the speed up to get over this car. Fly it as good as I can. Maintain that speed over this other jump. Now I'm going to come in here. We got some hooks. So we'll get a little bit tough through here. So you got to maintain your speed through it, but you don't want to go too fast where it kicks your truck.
Rick Armbruster with some onboard audio as we took a lap with him earlier today. And, of course, that was just about 2/10 of what he'll be doing when he comes out to actually go racing here tonight. Now, here's Sonny Dorman. Remember, this is the truck that was the quickest of the 11, and he was the last chance qualifier, if you will, into tonight's program. This is a truck, Mike, that got around here really well.
As it worked out, I think that was an advantage for him. It wasn't going into it, but I definitely think it was an advantage for him when he got to this point of the racetrack. I think he knows where to be on the throttle and where to be off the throttle. He's going to get a good lap in no matter how you look at it. Oh, he's got a little bit of problem, bad bounce right there, but made up for it. Good jump, landing well in between those two. Now he's got to really go for the throttle hard right in this area.
And Mike, he just lowered his quick time from earlier. Remember, he ran a 34.55, and he lowered it still.
And I don't think we've seen that elevator's not over with.
No. No, I couldn't tell if he was excited or frustrated. But I thought it was a great run. He was really flying around this track.
I think it'll definitely put him into that 15 to come back to run for the final.
I would think. He's going to be tough to beat here tonight.
That's got to be happiness. Can't be anything else.
It's got to be. He did an excellent, excellent job. Let's check in with Dave Burns.
Well, Ralph, after the first run, when he qualified to even come out and do this run, he was as emotional as I've ever seen any pro arena truck driver. He said, this means so much to me because it's so tough. I only have one chance to get in here, one run. He did it, and now he's got an even lower time in the first round of the real thing.
And I'll tell you what I really liked about that truck was the braking it had. He came flying over these jumps in front of us, Mike, and really brought that truck down to a nice stop before he got to the whoops. Here's Thomas White out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. He's been really good. He ran here and he ran at Springfield, and he's been pretty good this year.
Done exceptionally well. Stands high in the points at this time. And Ralph, this is all Jeep. 360 cubic inches of Jeep. Been racing about 20 years. And he's not new. He's won 5 national championships with some different other racing organizations around the country. Better mark this truck pretty tough. Taking just a little bit of time to get killing time off the racetrack. But he's going to have enough time to, if there's any problem, which there evidently is at this point, he'll have enough time to get that corrected before...
Maybe that's what he was frustrated about at the end there.
May have shut down on him.
All right, here comes the Jeep.
Boy, he's just hammering this truck. Now you see why he's in the hunt almost every time. Both feet flat on the floor. This guy gets relaxed when he drives. Oh, don't let up. Ralph, he is just beating this truck to death, and it's living.
Boy, he is really whipping that thing around. This
Man, oh man, is he hard on it. All the way from North Carolina.
Here he comes in the final jump, Mike.
Just he got a little bit out of the groove on that final jump when he swung wide. I think that's the only thing that kept him out of the lead.
That could keep him into the field of 15, though. Watch this as he came flying through. I'll tell you what this truck did really well was it squirted between the big jumps really well.
Now that's what a little high right there, and he came out in here, and that's way too far out. Then he has to slow it down to get it back into this particular area. That was a good run. I think he's there.
Well, Dave, Sonny really had a good run. Is he happy or frustrated?
Well, he was happy about the run. He's a little frustrated about the parts, though, Ralph. Sonny, what broke on the truck, and can you fix it for round 2?
Well, I hope I can. I got to go back home and get some parts, which is about 2.5 hours away. But had a drive shaft actually lengthened from Driveline Performance in Mount Joy, and I guess we didn't make it long enough.
Okay, it's going to be tough for him, guys. I don't think we're on the air quite that long tonight.
Well, but Mike, remember, it's the best time overall. So if that time gets him into the fast 15,
he could still be a winner.
He could still be a winner. Rob Mello up next from California.
Rob set out the first round and is back in this round and said took this truck to Hawaii this summer. Ran it over in Hawaii, and the truck did well over there. I don't think he drove, though.
Even if he didn't do well, it would just seem better in Hawaii.
Oh, no doubt. There is quite a change. I hope he put antifreeze in it before he got here. This old Bronco works so well.
It's an old warhorse, that's for sure. The Go for Broke truck coming around the final corner.
No fancy parts. Just
pushed it pretty wide there, didn't he?
He really did. I think, way out of the track of the course. Get out onto the jump area.
Now, again,
too much time.
to remind you of what we were talking about when it comes to Sonny Dorman, you run the 25. If you make it into the fast 15, as you take a look at the replay here on the Go for Broke truck, you come back and you get a second run, but it's your overall quick time, not your fastest time from the second run, but your fastest time of the night.
And very well could be that time.
And that wide turn right there is what
That's
killed
what
the
we
Go
were
for Broke.
talking about.
Craig Hosman from Citrus Heights, California.
Osman ought to do great on this course. He really should be someone to be scared of, because I tell you what, this truck runs well, it's set up well, and a short track like this, he can get all his horsepower in a hurry. He needs to stay off of those big orange cones, though, which is what he's doing. He's doing a great job at this point, Ralph. The truck really seems to be balanced out well, working well, good jump. Now he needs to cut this corner tight. Needs to be turning the wheels right now, trying to get it to come around. That's going to be good. Now you got to just hammer that truck.
Good run. Good run. That'll put him in the show. I believe that's going to be good enough for the fast 15. Craig Hosman. It was a long tow from Northern California, but it was worth the effort. Craig Hosman should be moving on. We'll be moving on and coming right back, so don't go away. There you go. Motor Madness, a father and son taking it all in here in Des Moines. Part of the good crowd on hand here tonight, Mike, enjoying the racing here tonight. Let's go right back to the racing. We got another one lined up and ready to go.
Mr. Cavouche.
That's right. Nicely done.
Well, thank you very much, Ralph. 351 Ford motor all over the course.
First time we saw TJ was in Minneapolis. He spent a lot of time racing up and around Minnesota, especially in the summertime outdoor stuff.
TJ not having trouble getting the rhythm going in the whoops, and that's throwing the truck around the course. Got the right idea, though. He needs to turn the tires right here and spin this around. And this thing is so tight, Ralph. See what happened? Threw him out on the side, and it's just not going to work for him. Anytime you get that far out, we saw that happen with Mello, and you're coming back over the cars. We'll take a look at that.
Here's that final corner right here where everybody's having problems.
Watch him drifting right out in this area. You got to stay away from the cars. It costs way too much time when you get that far out. You're way out in this area, and that's a bad place to be.
That is a classic example of a push. You go into the turn, you turn the wheels, you get on the gas, and all it does is go straight. It does not turn.
I'm thinking the big coffee's going to be big sellers here tonight, Ralph.
Yeah, yeah. Now here's Rick Armbrust, who took us for the ride early on, and he's got the onboard camera for us inside his Ford. And a suspension look for you, too.
Probably the most changed truck on the course. Same suspension, same motor, but new body, new added everything. And look at this. This guy's working hard on it. He's going for it, Ralph. He's got to do it tonight. Oh, and it is a beautiful job he's doing. This truck is working for him. Now he needs to sling it around and get set up for that finish line. Go for it. He may be the man. Let's see what happens.
That was a good run. Yes, sir. 32.65. Beautifully done, Rick.
Excellent pass. Just excellent.
Nicely done. Now watch again as we take a look and pick up the action in the middle of the track. You can really see him working inside that truck. It hits, he corrects, gets it lined up, and look at his stop for the turn. Look at that.
Good,
here's
good
the
rhythm.
key, that last
Watch
turn.
him stay in close. He gets in close to that pole right there and just legs this thing to the finish line. Lots of air. Now, the only thing he had to look out for was the end of the racetrack.
Stopping before the cement barrier, yeah.
That was a good job. That's excellent.
Pigpen, the next one.
And kind of an appropriate name.
Wheatland, Iowa is where Tim Grillet comes from.
Got an escape hatch in the top. Is that a bad sign? I don't know whether that's an escape hatch or somebody got a new can opener for Christmas.
And we're still getting Armbruster off the course at the other end.
But the good news is he's doing it under his own power.
Yeah, he will be back for the next round.
This young man's only 18 years of age. So he's got to start at it.
Big pen underway.
Pigpen's going to be a little rough tonight.
Senior in high school giving it a run here tonight.
When I was a senior in high school,
You ever called Pigpen too?
yeah, I drove a Pigpen. Well, we hauled a lot and everything.
This one just doesn't have the oomph, does it?
Not gonna do it, but you know what, Ralph? He's racing. That's the important part about it.
And you know the entry fee to go racing here as Pigpen comes with a checkered flag, $40
For the weekend.
for the weekend. They got 2 more nights of racing here. They're going to run a Saturday night program and a Sunday program. So you too, if you got a Pigpen truck sitting in your backyard, you get $40 together. That's all you need. You come on out to the races. You get to race for 3 nights, and you get to be on national TV racing on TNN. That's a pretty good deal for $40.
Ralph, you would have one of these for weekends off if you could run it every weekend.
Absolutely.
I mean, you get this little gleam
Oh,
in your eye,
yeah.
and you just go nuts over it.
I'd be all over this. You're exactly right. I mean, you know, this is like the ultimate Walter Mitty deal when it comes to racing.
I agree. I don't have a problem with it. I like to ride them, true.
It's nice and cost effective.
You don't have to have, you know, lots of high-dollar racing parts.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think that Pigpen truck costs? A couple $100?
$250 at the most.
$250 on a good day, yeah.
That's when it had
That's
headlights.
before the hatch was cut into the roof.
And it had headlights.
And it had headlights. And for $250, we're guessing $10 in gas to drive it to the track, go racing.
I like this
Investment
truck.
for your buck.
Rocket Ranger.
Dave Peplow out of Gurneyville, California. Small tires, that could be a key.
Oh, I like it. He's got the suspension right, and the truck is working well.
Look how it bows out when it lands.
Yeah, and it just tiptoed across those whoops. It's not going into them. It's just dancing across the top of it. Ooh, get back. He did. Now he's got to go. He's got to go hard. Needs to really hammer on this truck. I think so, Ralph.
Oh, yes! A new quick time. Dave Peplow out of Gurneyville, California. Lowers it some more. And these smaller style trucks are the way to go here tonight, Mike. Look at this.
Watch it just tiptoe across those whoops right there. I mean, just
Dances
a beautiful
across
job.
them. Flying the bumps, they call it. Dave Peplow clears the car, made the big turn. So the mark is being set here in Des Moines. As TNN's Motor Madness rolls on for another Friday night. Stay with us. We're coming back for more from Des Moines after this. Back to Des Moines, Iowa, where it's 23 below zero here. Hope it's a little bit warmer wherever you are. The cheaper than a wife truck is getting set to go. Let's check in with Dave Burns before we do that, though.
Ralph, I'm standing by with 18-year-old Tim Grillo, former drag racer. Tim, we all want to know, how much did you pay for this truck?
Not a whole lot. I think it was around $300.
And he's pro arena truck racing. And guys, guess what he's going to do when he graduates from high school next Friday? He's going to go into heating and air conditioning. I know which one we want tonight.
You know, there's something special about the cheaper than a wife truck. You can see there's snow on the back of it. There's something really special about that snow, Mike.
Yeah, Ralph, that truck's been in the building for 6 hours and it hasn't melted. Does that give you any kind of clue?
Oh, it is chilly. It's gone now. That first bump took it right off.
Rosenthal is going to go.
Boy, he sailed into that first turn, got it stopped a lot better than I thought he was going to.
Oh, he's got experience on this little tight course like this, and he loves it. Oh, that's a great shot.
Coming right into your living room.
That almost made me spill my drink. My coffee, that is. Oh, those whoops are just, yeah, they really are. Just couldn't get any rhythm in them. Could not get any rhythm going over the course. Now, he's not going to go to the lead, but he can sure make that 15. Just has to hurry, which he did.
Oh, it's going to be close. 35-74. It's going to be up to the rest of the competition from here now to see if he does make that field of 15.
The kind of truck I'd like... The kind of truck I'd like to be driving tonight, Ralph, is one that the headers run through the inside. One side of the headers runs down the left side of your body, and the other header runs down the right side.
That would be good, huh?
But no, we're just sitting up here enjoying ourselves.
And to Harlan, Nashville, Tennessee.
Showed up in Memphis with a beautiful black truck. I mean, just letter perfect and turned it over right then. But now a brand new truck, and it is beautiful.
Here he goes, Randall Harlan.
You know, Randall did well with the steel truck. He may do excellent with this fiberglass truck. Randall doesn't say much, just kind of quiet. Really, oh, it bottomed out. You could feel it when it went by us, how hard the truck hit the ground. Gonna have to bring the springs up a little bit more.
A little slow through that turn.
No rhythm. Uh-oh. That wasn't pretty. I heard it pop, and there's white smoke. Looked like
He
fell
missed
out
the
of the back.
pole. He missed the pole, Mike. He missed the pole, 33.91, but he didn't go all the way around the pole. That's 5 extra seconds. Take it to a 38.
Good shot of the M30 hand cleaner insignia, one of the contingency sponsors. Watch this thing puff some white smoke out of it.
Yeah, and then right here, watch this. He misses a pole. Inside of that white pole. He's got to go around it.
Needed to go around that pole and went inside of it. They're telling us 38.91 with the penalty.
I think that'll pretty much knock him out of it. That's too bad, because that was probably a 35-second run.
We go from one extreme to the other, Ralph. We've been from the West Coast. Here's the gentleman from New York.
Casadega, New York. Getting set to go, the 106 truck. This one more along the lines of the traditional Pro Arena truck.
I like this truck. Little tires. This thing really could show.
The other thing you got to watch out for on this course here tonight, Mike, is ruts developing in this dirt.
Ruts. Exactly right, Ralph. And it will rut up later on in the next round. I think we're going to see a lot of it. Fortunately, they didn't put a lot of dirt down, so they're not. Oh, and that's just put it down. Just can't make it run like that. That will not work.
This is going to be tough on the. Oh, look at the sparks coming out underneath the bottom of this one.
Broke a U-joint in that tire, and I don't know what happened underneath it.
It's still sparking down there. See that? Quick, get our hands over there.
I think I should
bring that over here so we can just warm up our hands.
Bubba's so cold he's shaking. I bet he's not cold.
Watch this again. Watch the underneath side of the truck. Driver's side front wheel.
Well, it really is, but I think these have U-joints right there. Have U-joints right in this area. What's happened is that U-joint has broken. It's letting it rub against the housing, and there's where you're getting the sparks.
So the truck out of New York is done for the night. We got plenty more Pro Arena truck racing for you. Stay with us. We'll be right back for more from frozen Des Moines, Iowa. You know, if you can't get enough Monster Truck Challenge action live on your Friday night TNN coverage, well, we got the answer for you. For $14.99, we'll send you a home video of all the wild action we've had from across the country. Standing them up on our nose just like that, rolling them over, flying them through the air. Mike Galloway is all over this tape.
I love this video. Of course, I would love this video. You got to have this. Any good home has to have one of these in their collection. Right next to Gone with the Wind, then you got this video, then you got probably, ooh, that's a nice shot.
You know what I think this is great for like the Super Bowl. And, you know, when they go to halftime, instead of watching all the singers and dancers on the field, slap this in.
Yeah, go for it. You know, and you get all those little kids over for the birthday parties, and they're running around. You just slap it in a video. They sit down and watch Ralph and Mike and have a wonderful time.
They get bored with the clown you paid for. You get us 2 clowns for $15.99 plus $4 for shipping and handling. Monster Trucks and Pros, the thunder and lightning of arena racing comes your way.
Gotta have it.
Call that 1-800 number. Make your party as good as you can make it.
There you go. Invite Ralph and Mike to your party.
Jim Hopkins, set to go. This is the one to keep our eyes on.
Now we're going to find out how good the course is and how fast everyone else was.
This is the guy who sits atop the point standings. He rolled over those as opposed to flying them, a little bit of a different approach.
He's got everything going for him right at this moment. I haven't seen any problems right there. If anything, Ralph, that slowed him down. Little truck got over those a lot quicker and a lot smoother. He's still in the hunt, and he may even go down. He got way wide again, and that's going to hurt. Let's see if he does it. All right.
Well, that will get him in the fast 15, and I guarantee you he learned from that run. He is now the #2 time of the night.
He always goes to school on his first course, and he knows what he did wrong. And one of them was that he got too far over in this area. He needs to be over here when he's not. And that just takes too much time out of it.
What about him not flying the truck over the jumps, but just kind of rolling over them? You think that was good or bad?
I don't think that was a good idea, and I don't think we'll see him do it in the second round. I think in the second round we're going to see him try to dance the top of those.
Scoot over.
Yes.
All right, well, Joe Brozovic. This was a truck that was so tough to beat last year. Mired down at about 25th this year.
And we would like to say special thanks to Tammy Hall out of Brentwood, Illinois. Joe Brozovic's boss's wife baked us some cookies, Ralph. I'll share later.
I like that. I like when people send us cookies.
You would, Ralph. You look like a cookie. Come on, Joe. Let's see if he can get this ironed out. Here's just kind of a Joe Brozovic track. Short, tight, takes horsepower, gets around it real fast. I think Joe ought to really shine here tonight.
Brozo's Bronco. Bouncing its way through the whoops.
That hurt him a little bit on the whoops. He didn't get around those because see how he kicked out. He was trying to make the turn a lot quicker. He's over there where he shouldn't be, but he's still going to have a good time.
33.75. Okay, I think that'll get him in that comeback round too, don't you?
I definitely do. And you're going to see more people coming off that jump way to the far right-hand side. They're going to be pushing that line.
That puts him 5th on the timesheet.
Way over, just out of it. But what's going to happen when they come back, they're going to be setting these trucks up over the next to the last jump. They're going to be setting the trucks up right there in that corner. They're going to make them drift around that and get real tight on that pole.
Here's our next competitor coming out.
Is that a gorilla?
I think so.
Was there something mentioned about a gorilla earlier today? I don't remember exactly, but that's a lovable little gorilla.
Underway.
Now this is John's other truck.
Yeah. John Jungblutt runs with us a lot.
Changed the bed on it. He took the flat bed off of it. John is hammering the gorilla and himself in the truck.
Almost our cameraman.
Yeah. I think our cameraman left the camera. I would have.
Through the whoops.
Ooh, baby, hold on. I think they're going to need to be over towards that little marker on the side next time.
Way wide, John. Way wide.
No, he's out there where you should be. You end up on your side when you get out in that part of the country.
That's tough. That's a little bit out there. So John Jungblutt with the gorilla and the American flag. Gave it a pretty wild ride. Look at the gorilla flopping around on the front of that big truck. Motor Madness is coming right back with more of USA Motorsports action from Des Moines. 23 below 0 degree temperature does not deter these crazy fans here in Des Moines from coming out and watching some great truck action. Here's a look at your top 5 in our Pro Arena trucks. Peplow, Hopkins, Armbruster, Dorman, and Joe Brozovic. The top 5 right now. They all stand a real good shot at coming back in our Fast 15.
Hey, what I see right there, Ralph, all those trucks are so close together in time.
Higginsville, Missouri, just outside of Kansas City is where Lawrence Ransdell is from in a 79 Chevy Blazer.
And his daughter Amanda's on hand. 5-year-old Amanda is with Dad tonight. Kind of cheering him on from the stands. 350 Chevrolet. This could work. Says he likes to play softball in the summertime. Thought I'd bring that up.
Summertime.
It's not really bad down here on the floor. A lot of Ralph's kind of thinking it's chilly, but it's not. I mean, there was a small, thin skim of ice on the top of my coffee.
Outside of that, it's no problem.
It really isn't that bad. I've worked out and dug ditches in this kind of weather before. I was a lot younger then, too.
Yeah.
One thing that I did want to mention about this is that your nose looked like Rudolph. It's red.
You know, the dirt that they have here tonight was so wet that one of the things they did to help dry it out was bring in a bunch of cement, dry cement.
1,000 pounds. 1,000 pounds of cement they mixed in this dirt. And what that does is sucks the moisture out of it and dries it.
Let's check in with Dave Burns.
Ralph, remember last year the truck Tough and Ugly, run by Dan Sutter? It is no more. It is scrap metal. The only thing left from the Tough and Ugly are these custom-made wing nuts and Godzilla. But it's not that Godzilla. That Godzilla is brand new, just in time for the movie here in 1998, coming up this summer. Here's the old Godzilla. They put him out to pasture on their 4x4, and Dan Sutter keeps the tradition alive.
It's perfect. He's even got the contingency sticker on Godzilla.
There you go. We also have a new contingency, another contingency person, Wells Racing Wheels.
Wow.
Win this thing, get...
I'm telling you, Pro Arena Truck Racing is going big. Here's what goes on at Pro Arena Truck Racing. You win the main event, you get $350. Remember, it only costs you $40 to enter. You got that Well contingency sticker on there, you get $750 in a wheel certificate. That's a pretty good deal.
I like it.
Pigpen only costs $300. I'm in. Here's a good look at the Veterans Auditorium here in Des Moines.
Lots of people.
And our lovely broadcast position. And as you can see, we're still in the frozen wasteland of this auditorium.
I love this, Ralph.
It's keeping our cookies fresh.
Well, one thing about it, he's got the back of this covered up so that the heater's running.
It's keeping it in the truck.
I want to ride. All right, Zabisco needs to get... Ooh.
Boy, he really laid that one.
He took a real hard landing on that. He slowed down a little bit over that jump.
Not a lot of modifications to the engine on this one. Pretty stock and pretty quiet.
Basically, a stock truck runs through mufflers. They've taken the front-wheel drive out of it, put a straight axle under it, and he has traveled many miles. But you know what? He's a great person, real nice to visit with. And that's an acceptable run. It's nothing to write home to mother about, but it's okay.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be good enough to get him invited back either for the second round. Some white smoke coming out of it at the end here too, Mike, and that could be a telltale sign of why he was so slow.
That's just a little puff. Looks like, I really can't tell when it's this cold in here. Could be a little condensation coming out of it, and it just turns it to steam instantly.
Now for a truck that's known as Tough and Ugly, with Godzilla strapped to the hood. Sure looks nice in that orange paint job now, doesn't it?
That's beautiful. That's really pretty.
Dan Sutter out of Memphis, Tennessee. His 81 Chevy.
I wonder if that Godzilla could blow fire.
That'd be good.
Ooh.
I'd like that. Well, you know me, I'd like that in general.
Oh, anytime.
You blow smoke or fire out of the front of your truck, I'm all over.
You're sold, aren't you, Ralph?
Absolutely.
That's all it takes.
I'm all into the effect.
You don't have to have paint. You don't have to have anything but smoke and fire. This truck's getting around well. Big Chevrolet. But look at the shocks. There's 4 on each front tire. There's 8 altogether.
He really flew that one.
On the front. Oh, chrome oil pan.
You know what? I am starting to really like this truck.
Chrome oil pan. I saw it when it went in the air. Look at that.
You got Godzilla on your hood and chrome under the bottom. That is my truck right there.
You are there.
This is my new favorite Pro Arena truck.
I knew it. I want you to look right.
Look at the chrome.
Okay, I'm going to show you when it comes up. Right there. Chrome oil pan. That's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
That's beautiful. I wish they could get that up close. We'd get maybe some hair fixed or something in it. This is great. That kind of...
The cold is really getting to you, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. doing the YMCA thing in between commercial breaks was a little too much for me. Don Williams, White Bear Lake, Minnesota. This is a truck, Mike, that has really gotten quicker each and every time out.
Oh, man.
At Minneapolis, they were really quick with this truck.
Research and development this summer and thereafter. Don said that Sue, his wife, couldn't come with him. He wanted to say hi to Sue. Sue, if he doesn't get interviewed, I'm going to say hi, Sue. He said every time he's left home, all last year and all this year, he ran into a storm. There went a headlight.
Yeah.
That means he's going fast.
Yeah, lots of front body work.
Doesn't make any difference where he goes. He always hits a storm right outside of Minnesota. That's slowing him down a little bit, but this truck is awesome. Really got the right combination. We're going to lose the grill and the other headlight.
Yeah, yeah.
Go for the big one. It's coming out. Here we go.
34-28. That could get him back.
He's in the hunt, though. 41 is the bubble number.
And I'll tell you what, here comes that front headlight coming right off this jump.
Well, it goes faster. It gets lighter. Now that kicked off about 7 ounces, and now he goes faster.
You know, if Sue is back home in White Bear Lake, Minnesota, she could quite possibly be in the only place in this country that's colder than we are.
No, I bet she's inside.
That's true.
She's not in the garage.
She's not sitting out in the garage watching, huh?
With the doors open.
Yeah.
It looks worse than it is.
Chris McCoy out of Hannah City, Illinois, in a 78 Ford Bronco.
This is pretty much just kind of a little stock truck, Ralph. You'd see this on the streets.
We're about 2/3 of the way through the field of the first round of 25.
Narrowing it to 15. Ooh. I don't know what that was.
Didn't sound good.
Scared me. Well, he's not setting the world on fire, but you know what? He's having a great time.
He's not doing a whole lot of damage to the truck either.
No, and he's enjoying himself. Got the radio turned up real loud. Listen to Conway Twitty sing I've Never Been This Far Before. That's a good one. Oh, and you know what? He made the fast 15.
Out of 40, he did, didn't he?
He sure did.
Well, we'll have to see how he does. Let's see if that time will stand up for the fast 15 before this is done. We got about another third of the field to go.
Sponsored by, is that Lindy's Fresh Food? You could sure carry fresh food in here tonight. It's not going to spoil. Yeah, Lindy's Fresh Food.
And now we're going to try this little Toyota. Randy Ferencroft out of Davenport, Iowa, driving in a T-shirt. So obviously, this man is either crazy or not very smart.
He's just a man, Ralph. He's just a real man. We saw this truck in Minnesota with a different driver. Roy Fisher was driving this truck.
That's right. Rory's here tonight, just not racing.
That little Toyota's racing and racing well.
He got through that section pretty good.
Well, the little light trucks just dance over the whoops. Makes it so much easier. You know, he's got a great run going, Ralph. If he can just cut it close to that goal, which looks like he did, close enough.
Not bad.
That's pretty good. That's going to put him in the top part of the field.
So the little Toyota in the show. Well, you know, the USA Monster Truck Challenge will be crisscrossing the country. I want to make sure you know where they're coming so you can mark it in your racing calendar. Come check them out. Just got 3 racers left to go here in our first round of 25 of Pro Arena Truck Racers. And here's the first of those final 3. Victor Anderson out of Wisconsin in a 72 Ford.
Victor, on his additional comments on his entry sheet, says, I can't believe I did it.
Doesn't say what he did though.
No, but just a pretty good job of getting around this racetrack. Well, they did do a pretty good job. Slowed down considerably. Still got a tag on the front of the route. Oh, man. There's parts coming off of the truck in places that shouldn't be coming off. Oh, and it quit. And the front end's wobbly.
Oh, yeah. Things hanging off the bottom.
That looks like I don't think I'd worry about it. That's a fender.
That fender's definitely rubbing. Watch the sparks as this one hits the ground. There, look at that.
U-joint on that side. We've had 4 U-joint problems. And Ralph, you know, a lot of that can be contributed to the cold.
Yeah.
Because this metal becomes real brittle at low temperatures, and you go to hammering it and working it real hard, and it'll just shatter.
Yeah, and a lot of these vehicles with the original parts on them.
And the fender, looks like the duct tape fell off the fender.
Kathleen McNamara out of Little Canada, Minnesota.
Kathleen just barely made it tonight. Oh, this truck, been on the trailer all day long, and know that this truck is cold. It did warm up a lot inside the building, but
they only gave the racers about a 5-minute warm-up period just before we went on the air, just to idle their engines.
Kathleen having a tough time of it tonight.
It's the first time we've seen her this year.
I believe she ran in Minnesota. I believe Kathleen is in Minnesota. I think that's when you dozed off there just for a second.
Could have been. I'm spotting a little chrome underneath this one, too. Now she completes her run. And I don't think, Mike, that that's necessarily going to be good enough to get her into the show.
Don't think so, Ralph.
43-plus second run. It's not going to cut it for Kathleen. Well, just one more to go.
Bachman.
This is the last one here. Gary Bachman. The John Deere backed entry.
Well, it's a John Deere painted entry. It looks John Deere. That is John Deere green.
It's got a John Deere sticker on the side.
And a John Deere sticker on the helmet.
Yep. Washington, Illinois.
And also cheaper than a white.
Yeah. Good buddies with Rosenthal.
Not going to go there. Got his John Deere coat on.
Waiting for the green flag, and then he can go at any time.
And the flag was John Deere green. I don't know if this has got anything to do with it, but we'll see. There's snow falling off of it, unmelted snow. Oh, good job.
It's really hustling around pretty good.
That's not a 4010 engine, I can tell you that.
No. He really got through some of the trickier parts pretty good.
Oh, he looks good. Come on with the tires turn. Come on, John Deere green.
Hey, 3308. That should get him in that fast 15, no problem.
Well, you know what they say in tractor pulling, Ralph? Nothing runs like a deer.
Ran as fast as a deer, too, didn't
That's right. No headlights for this deer. This is just a pretty good pass. See how he comes off those tires cut to the side, Ralph? That was important.
Turn, didn't he?
Yeah, it was important to get that, to get the quick turn around the pole.
Yeah, here's the run down to that big turn.
Over the whoops. Got enough air that he skipped all the whoops to kind of make it dance across it. When that happens, you're just gaining ground on the leaders.
Well, you can hear the rumble in the background. The monster trucks have fired them up. Bulldozer will be one of them coming out in the final round of the obstacle course. But we return to Des Moines, Iowa. Welcome back, everybody, to USA Motorsports Monster Truck Challenge from the Veterans Memorial Auditorium. Live here tonight on TNN. Let's show you the brackets after the first round of obstacle course competition. Bigfoot, Sampson, and Equalizer all moved on. Bulldozer had a bye out of the first round. So the Virginia Giant Equalizer question came up, Mike, and as to who was going to get the win there in that round. And let's check in with Dave Burns. Dave, can you explain to us what happened there?
Yeah, Ralph, we've got the whole scoop on both the Executioner, driven by Mark Hall on my right, and the Virginia Giant, driven by Deal Wilson. Mark could not even see where the light was to know when to go off, and Deal was not ready to go. So it's been kind of a confusing night here. Both of them are going to move on to the drags here pretty quick. And so as we look forward to that, Mark, I just want to know, how is the track for getting a bite for drag racing tonight?
Well, I think for that, it's going to be excellent. You know, and now maybe we're all on the same page, and I think we got something for them. We'll see what we can do.
Okay, Deal, and for you, horsepower, do you have enough tonight to really be good in the next event, which is going to be following the obstacle course here at the drags?
Trust me, we're going to be ready, and we'll be there.
Okay, guys, it was kind of a raw deal for them, but hey, they're competitors. They're going to be out here to run in the straight lines.
Dave, any idea what they're going to do to fix the problem so when they go to the drag racing, everybody will be able to see the lights?
Well, the biggest thing is now, guys, that they've had one opportunity to be on the track, so they know where everything is. They have a much clearer look at what it looks like down here, because there's a lot of distractions behind them in their line of sight.
Okay, Dave, thank you. All right, well, we're setting to go now with the obstacle course. Second round, Bigfoot and Sampson. Eric Tack behind the wheel of Bigfoot. His first appearance with Bigfoot on Motor Madness. And Dan Patrick, man who leads the point standing.
Eric Tack may be making his first appearance here. He is no newcomer to racing monster trucks. Patrick got him off the line. Patrick got him off the line. It's Patrick in the lead just a little bit. Patrick is in the lead. Let's see. Oh, Patrick took it home, but I saw big-time sparks come out of underneath Sampson's truck. He kicked the drive shaft out of it.
The drive shaft right out of the bottom of Sampson. He sure did.
Kicked the drive shaft out of the back of it.
He got the win, though.
But one thing about it now, these trucks are all shielded. Everything's there. Look right in here. He sheared the back drive shaft out of it. Right there. That's the drive shaft. Hanging down right in this area. And it's all shielded. All this around it is shields that keep that drive shaft from coming out and going to the ground.
There he is trying to back it up.
That's where safety counts, and look at everything there. But right here, Ralph, that should have a U-joint in it, and it's gone. Well, Patrick said he was going to try to hold back. Typical racer. I'm not going to run it all that hard tonight. I've got a long road trip ahead, and then he goes out and hammers it.
And here comes the bulldozer.
Oh, you're happy, I know.
Absolutely. Well, Dave, what's up with Bulldozer?
Well, Ralph, your very favorite monster truck has had problems with its dental work earlier this year, you might remember. They were chipping teeth every time he ran out, and the biggest problem was that the teeth were too far down close to the tire. So what they've done is they've given him a little dental work, shaved the teeth back, and now there's more room for the tires to clear. There should be no more chipping on the bulldozer.
And plenty of smoke coming out of the snout of that sucker right there, huh?
Well, something's coming out of the snout of this sucker, too. All right, okay, let's just get it over with. You like the bulldozer?
I love the bulldozer. My buddy Guy Wood with the bulldozer. I love the effect of the smoke and the horns and the whole deal.
Equalizers, my man.
David Morris, pretty stout. Pretty stout.
The Lucas Oil Equalizer will have steak for dinner. I hope.
Here we go, the obstacle course. First time bulldozers run tonight. Had a bye in round one.
I think that'll make a difference.
Staging the equalizer, getting him set.
watch the poles in line. Who's going to be around first? It's close. At this time, they're almost dead even. I'll give it. Uh-oh, got the bull in trouble. The bull is in trouble. Kicked the back of the bull out. Morris kicks his sideways.
Everybody struggled on that one.
We got a parking lot for Monster Truck. Well, they were all over the course except where they should be. David Morris looks like he has maybe broken a shock over on the right-hand side.
Let's take a look at where Bulldozer got in trouble first, Mike.
Well, this tire in the hole, and that really puts him into some trouble when he comes out in this area. Then he can't get it.
Equalizer given the win, but Morris has got problems too.
He may have a little bit of a shock problem. If it may, also, I think they can fix it if it is. Right now, he's got steering problems. See the way the truck's set up?
Yeah. He's got big steering problems. Equalizer struggling just to get it parked. Will he be able to come back for the finals? We'll find out. Don't you go away. How can you not like that truck? Dave Burns, we've got Bulldozer and Bigfoot coming back for the battle of the losers.
Well, and that is because the winners had problems. Now, the hard thing was that Dan Patrick obviously broke. We saw the drive shaft down, but David Morris, you didn't really break. We thought you did, but you just had something stick?
Yeah, you know, it's so cold up here. I had a solenoid stick on my rear steer, which, you know, that's to be expected in these temperatures, but really, you know, I think it should have gave me just a chance because it's fixed now, and they're ready for the finals, and I'm not there. But, you know, that's a tough breaks in racing, and you just got to go on and try again another day. But we got to thank all of our people that help us anyway. You know, Lucas Oil Products, they're behind us 100%, so they're the people that keeps us going.
Well, and that's what happened, guys. The USA Motorsports officials had to make a split-second decision, and since David Morris and Sampson appeared broken, they're putting the losers into the final now to fight it out.
Folks, if you're just tuning in, and you can see the smoke coming out of David Morris and Dave Burns' mouth there, we are inside the Veterans Auditorium here. It is 23 degrees below zero outside, and all the doors are open here because we're racing inside. We got to vent the place out. So it's every bit of that in here.
And what's happening around, they've opened the doors on the north and south side, and the breeze is going right through it. Bigfoot got it up in the air. He's in the lead. Let's see if Bigfoot has really got it covered at this time. Eric's doing a great job with it. Eric handles it, and he handles it well.
He sure did.
Boy, he looked pretty in that pass.
That is the best we've seen Bigfoot run in a while here, hasn't it?
That Eric is a good driver.
And Bulldozer, which was a strong competitor in Minneapolis, struggling here tonight. Watch the Bigfoot machine over the final jump. Look at the lead.
Finish line right there.
Looks like a solo run.
Oh, it was, basically.
Well, we are done now with the obstacle course competition. Bigfoot taking the win over Bulldozer. So we're going to take an intermission here to try to thaw out a little bit. Well, let's head back to Charlotte. Steve Evans and Katie Haas, and I got to believe it's a little warmer inside that studio.
You know, Katie, I thought I had some interference on my IFB. That's this thing in the rear. It was just Ralph's teeth chattering.
Is that what it is?
Oh,
it's a bit
baby.
nippy there, but nice and cozy here. We have fresh, warm food, nice, fresh Tito's.
What's left of it.
Having a big time. And David Morris, the guy from Bigfoot, a nice story on him coming up a little later. But right now we're going to tell you about a sport that is sweeping the country, gaining momentum with every fresh pack of batteries bought. We're talking radio-controlled racing. And be it cars or planes or even helicopters. And it's cheaper, it's safer, but it's not necessarily easier.
And no, it's not. We caught up with a few RC racing experts to find out what the craze is all about. And Katie, you better be taking some notes here, baby, because you're going to need all the help you get when our own Monster Truck Challenge happens a little later on. Have a look at this. It's fun.
Basically, we got here the typical off-road monster truck, just like you see on Motor Madness every Friday night. Four-wheel drive, four-wheel steering, coil-over shocks. Likes to jump on old stock car bodies. This is 10 scale. We also have the Legends class, similar to the cars that run at Charlotte and other short tracks around the area. This is also a 10 scale car. That's electrically operated, batteries in both those classes. Then we move up to quarter scale super trucks, such as this, 2 horsepower, gas and oil combination, weed eater type engines. They'll run anywhere from 40 to 80 miles an hour, depending on the size track they're on. We've got super trucks, and we also have the Winston Cup style cars like the McDonald's cars. Then we have 10 scale stock, which is also a battery operated class. That's runs on rechargeable NICAD type batteries, and that's also a typical car that we run in our sportsman class, which is our spec class also. The difference between 10 scale electric and quarter scale gas. Our 10 scale electric, you basically got your typical little DC powered motor. These motors can turn out anywhere from 14 to 20 some thousand RPM, depending on the class that you're running in. You've got your NICAD battery set up. You've got your radio gear, your servo that actually controls your steering. And we use an electronic speed control that monitors the power from the battery, controls it going to the motors. Some of those can get pretty high tech where you can actually program the braking curves and some of the acceleration curves through a computer. And then we go to quarter scale, which is a totally different setup, very similar to full-size cars, as you've got coilover suspension in all 4 corners. You've got chrome moly tubing for your chassis frame. You've got your 2 horsepower power plant sitting right there in the middle. We got our fuel tank set up, our quick fill, because on quarter scale we do run pit stops, and we might run a 300 or 500 lap race where we might have to do several pit stops during the course of that race. So we'll come screaming down pit road just like the big boys and throw some fuel in there and head on out the track. These cars are driven by a belt system with disc brakes on them. Keep those under control. And just because the car is bigger doesn't mean all the radio gear is any bigger. It's the same size radio gear that controls the 10 scale, operates one of these big ones.
Now, that's incredible stuff.
Oh,
you know, going in there, doing a pit stop, and racing 300 to 500 laps in those cars.
It's pretty unbelievable. And you know, if you're a fan or doing some kind of non-mainstream racing translation goofy stuff, send us a videotape to Motor Madness, TNN Viewer Services, 2806 Opryland Drive, Nashville, Tennessee, 37214. And who knows, Katie may hand-select it to be on Motor Madness.
Oh, sure, I read all that mail. It's, you know, it's not that much. But actually, if you have comments, suggestions, or questions, write to us. Also, we've got an email, the Motor Madness Now That's Racing email, which is all over the place, man. You ought to check that out if you are wired up to the internet, and you can throw it up there and be in touch with us real quick that way.
That's right.
Got a lot of stuff coming up. We're going to meet that David Morris guy, the equalizer dude, who was a little bit of a controversy this evening.
That's right. We're going to get a little up close and personal when we come back with more Motor Madness.
Well, I'm sorry, I was still doing my Motor Madness boogie. He's all boogied out. He's just going to sit there for a while. And actually, we are going to get back to Des Moines, Iowa for more of that monster truck action. It's halftime there now, and they're trying to warm up the place. But it's a big time there. Everybody, you know, out there kind of loves an underdog, no matter if you're there or anywhere. Underdogs seem to be the supporter, the ones who get all the support.
Well, I know I always root for Ralph when he's out there trying his luck with the ladies. It's the same thing.
The Cinderella story of the 97 monster truck season had to be David Morris. He's the driver of the Equalizer, and he captured the King of the Hill title in Indianapolis, surprising everybody, except himself, maybe.
97 was the greatest, but 98 is the latest.
Here we go. Finals of the obstacle course.
It'll be a good one. Oh, look at Scott go. Look at that. They got Executioner's out on the front of him. Executioner. Can he do this?
makes you feel good when you go back home and you can kind of, you know, brag to your buddies there back at home that, you know, look, you know, we went out here against all the top dogs in the world and beat them. So yeah, it makes you feel good. Yep. Work just as hard as anybody else. We're probably the most under budget team here, but you know, we try to put in enough hard work to overcome a low budget operation, and we go out there and we try our hardest, put all our heart into it, and you know, go for the best. Basically, the only thing that I've really worked on is trying to do some changes in my shocks, and that's really the only basic thing that I've changed. Everything else I'm pretty well satisfied and sticking with. We'll go out there and we'll try hard, like I said before, and hopefully we'll take them. That's the attitude I try to keep, and if we don't win, we just go back to the drawing board and try again.
What a great attitude he's got. I mean, here's this guy going toe-to-toe with the big boys, Dan Runney, Dan Patrick, and so on, and he ends up being crowned King of the Hill in the Monster Truck Series' most prestigious event, and he's continuing that success this year, heading into tonight. Morris is currently in second place behind Dan Patrick and Sampson, and let's not forget, he was involved in that rather controversial start and was eventually declared the winner. So, a good night for him again.
His competitor claimed not to be able to see the starting lights. We didn't go anywhere, so we'll...
long story.
So, you know, we'll work that out. We'll figure that out for you. But we do have more action coming up live from Des Moines, Iowa, right here on TNN's Friday Night Motor Madness. We'll be right back.
Good job. Good job.
Oh, don't look at me, bud.
You're up, girl.
I'm fine. I'm having a big time. So what's this about your shirt?
Well, you know, we're going to go back to Des Moines right now, as a matter of fact, for more action. But Ralph and Mike, I got something you guys can identify with.
What are you doing?
This is a nice shirt.
Are you nuts?
TNN Motorsports wardrobe department furnished me this shirt. I have to give it back tonight, but I don't really mind. But the question is, how did they get the shirt out of the department store with a security device still attached?
No way!
And does the department store know these damn things don't work? And do they know how uncomfortable they are when they're right under your belt? Ralph, Mike, want my shirt?
That's not nothing. I don't have one of those.
That's pretty good, Evans, but you know what? I would trade that in any day. It is now 28 below zero here in Des Moines. Right here. Right here. Not outside, right in here. 28 below zero. So I don't feel for you, Evans. Sorry, buddy. Next time. Okay, drag racing, Steve. You can relate to this. Side-by-side drag racing with the monster trucks. Here's the way the brackets are going to set up. Bigfoot and Executioner, Firestone and Sampson, Equalizer and the Giant, and Bulldozer gets the bye in round number 1. Now, during our intermission here, there was some drag racing of a different kind here. Watch this. Watch the guy in the green over the jump.
Right there.
This
right there. This
gonna hurt.
This isn't pretty.
That's gonna hurt.
That looks like about a 4.5. He didn't land completely on his feet. He was close to his feet, but not exactly in the standing position when he landed.
From second to last, too. That new sweater looked good on you.
Thank you, Ralph. Thank you.
We've been rounding up every piece of clothing we can find around here.
There's 2 guys upstairs that are missing coats. I knew they shouldn't have gone for coffee without them.
And that gizzard lip hat on you looks pretty good, too. Gizzard lip, huh?
I got my gizzard lip hat on. I've got my gloves.
Only you would find a hat with gizzard lips written on it.
Gizzard lips from Eduardo's.
Sells big in Oklahoma, I would think.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah. All right, Executioner and Bigfoot going at it here in the drag race.
The real drag race.
I like Eric's chances here.
I can't tell you. I'm not sure that Eric pulled it out, though. The new blower. Oh, yes, the Executioner.
Wow, what a run. Look at Executioner carry the front end all the way. You know what? I think Bigfoot got too much height off the front end. The front end of the truck went too far up as opposed to out, and that'll give the win to Executioner.
They told me earlier tonight they put a new blower on the truck. They put new fuel system on it, and they changed the gears in the truck. It was either going to run or it wasn't going to fall on its face. Well, it ran, and it ran well. Now keep the blanket for yourself, Ralph. You're younger. You've got a lot longer to live than I have.
Easy,
Consolidated Communications, new sponsorship on the Executioner. You're young.
Don't say I didn't offer it there, Dad.
You're young, and I want you to stay, you know, mobile in
You're just too old. You don't feel it already anyway, is what you're trying to tell me.
I'm history. I am history.
Well, Firestone Wilderness now will come out. As they back the Executioner up, this good-looking truck, which we have an onboard camera on, is going to go up against the Bulldozer. Now, Bulldozer was supposed to have a bye in this round. But because of the damage, I think, to some of the other trucks, Mike, I think Bulldozer is going to go on in this round.
Moves in.
Well, Bulldozer did really well in the drag race in Minnesota.
Did excellent. But they have put the quick tune to the Firestone truck. And I saw them leave with this truck earlier when they were just testing the track. Track held together, front end come up about 2 foot. They backed off and settled it. Tonight, in this drag race, what they'll do is when they mash the throttle, the front end comes up, they won't back. I mean, they're going to stay in the throttle, try to carry the front tires to the first set of cars. That way you don't have to lose the momentum going up the hill. You've already got the front end in the air, you just hit with the back and go on. That Firestone Wilderness is absolutely a beautiful truck.
Sure is. Brand new here in 1998. Out of the Bigfoot stables comes the Firestone Wilderness. Well, Bulldozer made a run at it, but I think Firestone Wilderness is going to get the win. Yep, the win goes to Firestone Wilderness.
I watched him with the truck. He didn't get it off the ground. Right there, just had enough lead on him. And it was absolutely right at the finish line. Let's take a look at this ride. You don't see anything but the roof of the building till it's landing time, and you don't need to see anything. All you got to do is feather the truck at the finish line.
That'll bring out the Virginia Giant and Equalizer. This ought to be quite a matchup.
What are you going to do, Ralph? I like both of these trucks. I think they're both exceptional pieces of equipment.
Yep.
Two fine drivers, and it's going to be a great race. I think the edge will probably go to the Ford just a little bit because Davis Morris is more of an obstacle course type driver than he is a drag race driver.
This is really a pick-em kind of matchup, isn't it?
It truly is. I love that paint scheme on that Virginia Giant.
One of the wildest paint schemes you'll see. The same guy that painted Giant painted Dan Patrick Sampson truck.
Well, they do exceptional work. Deal is in the body shop business himself when he's not on the road. Has this Virginia Giant, then he has a ride truck, Ralph, that you can get in the back of it. Has seats in the back, and he'll take you across cars, and you can ride in the back of a monster truck.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, you'd love it. I've ridden, and it is.
Well, thanks for thinking of your partner.
I'm sorry, Ralph, I never thought about my partner. Of course, he's not here tonight. But
getting them lined up and ready to go.
I got to say, Ralph, if we make it through this thing, we can make it through anything.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Here we go, Virginia Giant. Well, guess what? The guy that's not supposed to be as good as a drag racing just won.
Showed me what the professor knows.
Yeah,
at this point.
Yeah. Equalizer getting the win. Looked like Virginia Giant might have moved first, but Equalizer got him.
I'm going to have to claim brain freeze. Not brain lock, but freeze.
No argument here. No, the Equalizer will move on to the next round, as did Firestone Wilderness. We'll be back to see how they can finish off the drag racing competition, as well as more pro arena trucks when we return to Des Moines. Welcome back to Des Moines, Iowa. Here's a look at the top 5 after round number 1 of the Pro Arena Truck Challenge. Sonny Dorman is in 5th place. He will be coming up quickly as we take a look on through the top 15. Brozovic slides in at number 6. And all the way on through the back half of the field.
The gentleman sitting on the line and the one in the 5th place, the Killing Time truck, waited through the first round, won that, moved into the next 25, came out of that in 5th place. Hey, this guy's had quite a night.
Yeah, Sonny's had a lot of looks at this track. He should be pretty quick here. Final 15, taking one more shot at it here tonight in Des Moines.
And he just showed what he learned, Ralph. When he came off that first jump, the truck just went away on him. It has gone away.
Now remember, it looks like the problem is at the back end of the truck. Remember that it is the fastest time over the night. So if your quickest time came in round number 1, that could still be the one that wins you the title here tonight. And let's go into Dave Burns, who's standing by with our leader here tonight, Dave.
Well, it's David Peplow, and he's kind of the, maybe the bar racing in 1998. David Peplow has certainly got a truck that's going to do that here. How much harder are you going to have to drive in the second round, do you think, in order to get it accomplished here tonight?
Well, I think I'm going to try to push about a second faster. I believe I can do it. I felt pretty smooth out there. I was happy. I felt consistent, but we'll see what we can do on the next round. I'm planning on being at least a second faster.
David, you told me something at Minneapolis that really surprised me. You've got a great-looking truck, and yet you told me you really only put about $1,500 into it to make it go as well as it does? A little more, maybe?
Yeah, a little bit more, but a lot of my time and, you know, a lot of help from my sponsors, Prolong and Kennedy and Action Rents and Down the Road Motors. I couldn't have done it without them. I'm just having fun. That's the main thing is having fun.
Yeah, we may be freezing, Ralph, but we're having a good time.
Speak for yourself, Dave. Callaway isn't smiling too much over here tonight.
Okay, I'm having fun.
Here's that truck out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, getting set to go next. He really attacked the track last time.
Oh, he'll hammer. We're going to call Thomas White the Hammer from now on because that's what he does. He gets in the truck and hammers it. Oh, my heaven, hammer it, Thomas.
Really bouncing through the whoops.
Oh, and he got a cone.
That's 5-second penalty.
Yes, and well, but he can always drop back. His first time. No big truck just will not come around on the course.
Still spectacular, though. And let's take a look at the speed cam here as Thomas comes flying at you.
I like it. Boy, that old truck gets a lot of air. It's heavy.
Now the truck out of Northern California. Craig Hosman out of Citrus Heights, a suburb of Sacramento. Getting set to take a run now. Well, Dave, this Hosman truck looks pretty good. How does he said about getting ready for this second round?
Well, like everyone else, Ralph, he's going to take it a little bit more daring this time. The thing we want to keep in mind for our viewers here is the last time we saw Greg Hosman in Minneapolis, he was being carried out on a stretcher. Now, as we were soon to learn, he was really okay. He took a big hit after coming off the final jump, and it was because his seat was improperly installed, and he took a big shot to his back. But a half hour later, Greg was up on his feet and walking around and ready to go racing. So tonight, he's got the seat fixed, and if he takes any air, he's pretty sure he's not going to injure himself again.
And you know, Mike, that's a big point because it's not just having the proper kind of seat, but how you mount that seat and how you mount the seat belts can make a real difference as to how you get through an incident.
Exactly, Ralph. And the thing about you don't want that belt mounted directly behind your shoulder blades. You want it to wrap down behind the shoulder blades and about the middle of the shoulder blades is where you want the belt mounted in the back of you. That way it wraps up around the shoulders, pulls you back in the seat, keeps you in good shape.
Here goes Hosman.
I believe he'll beat that 34.55 this time. I just think the guy's got it in him. I think it works well for him. Let's see if he can get it around. Oh, come on now. That truck works so well. It's light, it's agile, but it's very, very quick. It's got the good low-end power, and it is a quick truck. he's floating just like he should be. Now he's got to really hook hard for that finish line. Needs it tight, swung the back of the truck out. It's going to be, no, just couldn't get one together. Gosh, it was close.
He did a really good job of swinging that rear end around, though, didn't he?
He did. He broke the truck loose and got it to move.
And Greg Hansman gets his way through the second round. We're working our way through it as well. Stay with us. We're coming back to Des Moines right after this. Welcome back to the Veterans Memorial Auditorium. Packed to the rafters, literally, here tonight, all the way up to the upper rows. They love their truck racing here in the Des Moines area. Rick Armbruster, who is carrying our onboard camera, is currently third.
See how Rick gets around the track. He's going to really go hard, trying to move up. He needs just 2 spots to take the lead, and it's going to be all up to him. The truck's working. Oh, he's hard on it. It's looking good. He is looking excellent. Floats those hooks real well. I mean, the man is there. If he can keep the cones up.
Really having a good run.
It really is a beautiful run. Suspension shot, and then it's
nice
got the tires turned. If you notice when he landed, he had those tires turned.
Mike, he's got it. Yes, sir. 30-42. What a great run. And Mike, the key was that last turn. He hit the ground with the wheels turned. That thing stopped and pirouetted right on the wheels.
The thing about that, Ralph, is if you got enough faith in the front end, you can do that. It's right there. See the tires cut? That'll bring the truck around, and you cut so much quarter. You cut several seconds off of the course when you get those tires turned when you land. The problem with that is the U-joints in those tires being cold and brittle right now. Look at him. Work those tires, work the steering wheel. He's really not sawing on it all that hard for what he's going through.
And here's that turn. Watch this.
Look
at
the
those
tires. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's the way you want to do it. He's got to be a happy camper.
Boy, he really put it to him. Rick Armbruster is really making a mark here tonight. Now, the former leader, Dave Peplow.
Rocket Ranger.
Out of Gurneyville, California, ready to take a run at it. He has got his work cut out now.
Well, I think he knows that they just announced the time here in the stadium, and he is going to go for it. You know, what can he lose? He's got to go for broke. He does his second place, so you have nothing to lose. You got to go. He swings wide, trying to set this truck up for the turn.
Got through there really good.
But he got a little bit of a problem there, and he's out of shape. Big out of shape. Now let's see if he can recover. He's still in a chance to make a run for this thing, Ralph.
There he comes. Here he comes.
Just a little bit on the line.
Oh, well, he greatly improved on his past run, but still not as good as he needed to be.
Truck laid down a couple of places on the track with him, and I think if those 2 places had been picture perfect, would have seen this guy go into the lead. Now look how far out. He's in some trouble right in here. He's way over here at the side where he shouldn't be. Then he has to come back, and that cost him precious time. Now he got off to the side there. You want to run this course as high as you can on the right-hand side so that when you land, you can come close to the pole.
Well, here's Rosenthal's cheaper than a white. And he likes these tight courses, Mike.
Well, he really should, Ralph, because this little 289 in a Bronco, it's light, compact, short, and good on horsepower.
Rosenthal just waiting before he stages, revving the engine up a little bit, trying to warm it up a little bit.
I still got snow in the rear tire.
Comes from Peoria, Illinois. Another venue that has a nice tight track too, which is why he usually runs well. Here he goes.
Now watch him hard right. Gets around the pole well. Through the whoops extremely well.
A bit of a bobble there.
I think he can make that up though on this part of the course. He floated those whoops very well, and he did it again. Needed to be just a little bit quicker in that part of the track because he got out of rhythm and he saw the front end get up and down. And that wouldn't work all that well. Here again, land with the tires cut. It's going to help his time, but it's not going to put him in first place.
But he might pick up some from his last run. Move up a little bit farther. And it could move him up a little bit in the standings, but he is not going to contend for the win here tonight. Now, Now, this is the one coming up next that I have been waiting to see is Hopkins. Here comes Jim Hopkins now. Remember, Hopkins was very quick in the first round, and Mike, he took a radically different approach to the course.
One thing that you have to understand, Ralph, Hopkins is running so well. He's winning so many events. He's getting a little psychological edge over the rest of these racers. Oh, Hopkins is here. I don't know if I can beat him or not.
Right.
Well, right now, he's not in first place. He's in third place. Some guys have found out they can run with Hopkins and possibly beat him. I think that's an advantage to them.
Well, the other thing is he really rolled over the hills. Let's see if he flies it this time or if he goes back the same way.
He can't do anything but fly because he's got to go for the win.
Well, he's not doing it, though, Mike. He's still rolling over him.
I don't think he's going to make it. He's going to have to really pick up in one part of the course. The truck got a little bit of trouble when it nosedived on our right front.
I don't know. Maybe. Look at this.
Looks good.
He did it.
Whew, just barely. But that's enough.
29.89, Mike.
That's enough.
And we thought he was going to have to fly it, and instead he rolled over it. Boy, what a great run for Jim Hopkins. Look at this last turn. He really pirouetted around that pole nice.
He had the truck set up, and he was on the right-hand side when he landed, so he got a pretty good swing on it and made him come in close to the pole and get really probably what won that part of the race for him.
Well, Mike, they say that sometimes you have to be slow to be fast. Jim Hopkins was definitely that. He took his time. He didn't overdrive the truck. He was smooth, and it worked.
It worked well for him.
Well, Joe Brozovic has brought out his Bronco, and he's going to take a shot out of Dave Burns. You think he's got something?
Well, he might, Ralph, but he's struggling a little bit this year. He's not even in the top 20 in points after winning the championship last year. He said the bar has been raised so high this year with the new trucks coming onto the circuit that he may have to get rid of Stars and Stripes and get something newer.
I think this is the place for Joe to shine, right here, right now, tonight.
Now let's see what he can do. He gets through there real well.
Good on the brake because he had the truck set up just right. And he's not letting off the motor. You can hear the motor run well.
He's not afraid to fly it, is he?
No, and he's dancing. That means this truck's not in any trouble right now. It looks good.
This is a good run. If he can get around this pole, he's got a shot at it.
He come to the left, and he should have went to the right. That's what got him in trouble.
Oh, man. Oh, tough break for Joe Brozovic. He was in the ball game. As Jim Hopkins looked on, the man who sits atop the timetables. Here's what got him, Mike.
He was on this side, and he should have been on the other side. Puts him too far behind the pole, makes it come out here in this part of the track, and you're wasted when you're out there.
Well, the other thing looked like when he was making the turn, the front wheels were still kind of up in the air, and he was pushing, not turning on those front wheels. So Joe Brozovic gave it a good shot, but that last pole corner knocked him out of competition. Will somebody else be able to master the pole? Stay with us to find out here in Des Moines. Well, we bring you a lot of great monster truck and pro arena truck racing here on TNN's Motor Madness, but if you can't get enough of it, well, for $15.99, we can fix that. Monster trucks and pros, the thunder and lightning of arena racing. It's just $15.99 plus $4 for shipping and handling. Call 1-800-771-3666 or ride them in Kansas City, Missouri. We'll be more than happy to send you a copy so they can keep you warm throughout the winter.
Oh, and it's a beautiful video.
It is good.
It is great.
It is good.
We were watching it last night.
Godzilla, Dan Sutter, 11th after the first round. The new truck, pretty aggressive driver.
Well, I think he's built this truck right, Ralph. I think he's built the truck to take the beating that it's taking right now. He may have to go to a little bit stronger front end, but right now this truck shows to do everything he's asking. It's only two-wheel drive. I kind of like that four-wheel drive tonight. He's in a little trouble. That cost him time, but it didn't take any cones out. Really great time. I mean, the truck was there. Oh, that is a four-wheel drive. I didn't see that third member in the middle of it, but it is.
Boy, he really is aggressive. Watch the front left tire as he goes over this jump. Watch this. Look at that. Look at that thing bending and twisting underneath the stress of this machine.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Came off and went back on, didn't lose but about a pound of air. It's okay.
Tough and ugly. Now, out of Minnesota comes a big white truck. Don Williams.
Boy, this guy has made some giant steps forward, hasn't he?
Sure has. Sure has.
All metal truck.
You like aggressive driving and pro arena truck racing? This guy could be your favorite.
Well, he's going to be the favorite of a lot of people. He's just gaining so much popularity every time he comes down the racetrack. Boy, no mercy. Go on, white Ford.
They've already cleaned the other headlight out of it. They've mounted the grill back up.
Putting a lot of things back together in this business.
Now that grill might not survive. It doesn't.
Lose the grill. Make up the time.
Hey, that's a pretty good run.
$20 U-joint.
Not a bad run. And the grill is gone. It's sitting out in the middle of the floor. Watch this as the grill comes off.
Goodbye. Oh, and he ran over it. We're not gluing that back together.
No, that one's done.
We glued that grill back together a couple of times, but we're history tonight.
Just 3 left to go. Hopkins keeps an eye on everybody. Randy Ferencrog sits in the top 5 in points in pro arena trucks coming into tonight. Still driving in just a t-shirt.
Sometimes you get to the point where wax doesn't help. This may be the point.
Sort of the smaller engine, smaller wheel trucks, but just not enough horsepower tonight, I don't think, Mike, out of this truck.
No, but he's sure improved. Oh, just as I said he was improving, he got in a lot of trouble. Don't take that out. Then it's a good job. Full saved it right at the last.
Last corner. Little slow.
Oh, yeah, but he had a good time, and that's all that matters right now.
He got in trouble right in here, Mike.
I thought he was doing such a great job. Watch the back end of the truck come around over on this side. Gets over this way, and that puts him crossways. He's got to come back, get into the cars.
Here's the truck out of New York. Getting set to go. Bob Hill. 15th after round number 1, looking to improve. Maybe he can move up a spot or two.
Pretty truck, a lot of color on it. Purple and gold. Boy, the guys are really getting aggressive when you get down to the last few trucks. They know what they've got to do. This guy is just attacking the course. He is wide open on every part of it. Hasn't backed off, and it's no time to do it now. You've got to go for everything you're worth because this is your last chance tonight. You're not going to go again.
Around that last corner, Hopkins still the leader. And the checkered flag. Hill's not going to make a run at Hopkins, but he might improve a little bit on his own personal time. You know, I'm surprised that this track didn't rut up. We were really expecting to see a lot of ruts here tonight.
I think the reason is that because they laid it in so thin that there's not a lot of dirt, and it has rutted up down here in the corners a little bit. And that's where the tires are pushing.
Hopkins watching the competition. He knows he's got just one more to go. There's some of the corners there. But still, those ruts aren't as deep as you would have expected.
Right in this area. No, because of the track is not that deep. It's probably not, but about 6 inches deep right it is now. If we'd gone 8 or 12 inches, put a lot of it in there, and it really would have cut some big ruts, would have had problems with people getting up on 2 wheels and turning over.
Well, Gary Bachman will be the last one to take a shot at Hopkins. John Deere truck.
Boy, this truck ran well. Remember, this truck was awesome out of the box for the first time out. Bachman driving the wheels off of it. Can he save it? Yes, he did. Thought he had a hole right there.
Oh, he hit a pylon. That's 5 seconds.
And the truck is just in such excellent shape. Got the tire cut, the blew a tire out.
Yep, sure did. Blew it right off the rim. Right off the rim.
Time.
All that, and he's going to get a 5-second penalty, too. Yes, sir, Jim Hopkins, you're the winner. Congratulations.
This
He
is getting to
the
be a
guy
habit.
yeah. He is sitting on top there, taking the wins on a regular basis. Now watch this as a John Deere truck blows that front tire.
This is one of the things that you have to really watch when you cut the tires, is paying the price of it blowing out when it lands. Now see, they're cut, but right there, what happens is when that truck lands, it rolls the tire off the bead off the wheel, and all the air escapes out of it.
And watch Hopkins celebrating as he sees it. Yes, got it. To Dave Burns with our winner.
And we were down here, Ralph, getting pelted with the dirt that came from Gary Bachman when he rounded that last corner and blew out the tire. Jim, tell us, how surprised were you that you could beat David Peplow tonight?
I was real surprised. I didn't think I'd ever get it. As a matter of fact, a lot of these guys are coming out with such wild trucks, you know, and they're running such high speeds and everything, and their trucks handle so good. I got to beat them with my driving. Their suspension is just unreal. I got more or less out driving. I tell you what, I need to thank my sponsors, Big A Auto and Excelsior Springs. Thanks to Rick and Gene and all the guys. Armin Brown from Brown Sandblasting. Rodney from Rodney's Used Cars. I got to thank all these guys, and I thank you guys for all the coverage and everything, too.
Well, Jim, tell us, can this set up then the Ford Bronco with your motor in it? Can it win the 1998 championship?
I don't know if it can. It'll surprise me, honestly. If this truck will run. If this truck could stay on top the rest of this year, I think I'd be real lucky.
Well, stick around, folks. Jim Hopkins is going to be around all season long, and we'll bring it to you here on TNN.
Well, he showed he's got the driving ability to do it. And if you want to see Jim Hopkins run in person, check out these USA Motorsports events coming near you. Welcome back to Des Moines, Iowa. Getting close to the conclusion of tonight's racing action here tonight. We've got to go to the brackets now for our side-by-side drag race to show you how it's going to set up for the finals. Executioner against Firestone Wilderness and Equalizer against Bigfoot. The winner will go on to the final event tonight.
Well, this is going to be two very exciting races. Very exciting races. Executioner running as well tonight as we've seen him run in a long time. The truck, the horsepower's there, the blower works for it, the new fuel system, everything seems to be right for it. But this Wilderness truck is always on top of the game when they come to the line. They are staged and ready to race.
Here we go. Firestone Wilderness, Mike?
Firestone Wilderness.
Oh, no, they're going to give it to Executioner.
Executioner.
Wow, well, from where we were sitting,
No.
Oh, yeah, there you can see it. Look at that. Not by much.
That's not even a fender length, is it, Ralph?
No.
That's about a half a fender, and that cost in the finish. We are actually setting a little bit back from the finish line, which would give the angle the other direction, and that's what happened. But the Executioner really came on right at the finish line, and that's what did it.
All right, now who will the Executioner meet in the final? Bigfoot or this truck, Equalizer?
Well, David Morris has shown a lot tonight. I mean,
really has.
He's shown it in both parts of the racing. You show that he's on top of the game. Eric's done a good job, but boy, it just hasn't been his kind of night. It hasn't been a problem with mechanicals or anything like that. He's just gone up against some awesome trucks all night long. We've got absolutely, Ralph, as good a truck as you'd ever want to see anywhere in America right here tonight in Des Moines.
They haven't let us down at all as far as the quality of competition here tonight.
You know what this has been, Ralph?
Madness. Absolute madness. And a real credit to the crews working here tonight. I know what you and I and the rest of the TNN crew have been suffering through here tonight to bring you folks this broadcast. And these crews have been doing the same thing, crawling all over these trucks, getting them prepared. Remember, all the transporters are parked outside the building. They've had to run back and forth throughout the night to get parts to keep these machines running as good as they can, making adjustments throughout the night. It's not been easy for anybody here tonight working this show.
Temperature is so hard on these trucks because it takes all the little parts and makes them great big problems with the wind chill that we have inside, and crystallizing the metal, just making it fragile. Anytime you got cast metal, it becomes real. Well, that was a good race.
That was good, and I think Bigfoot has got this one.
Bigfoot has taken the win on that one. It looked like to me that the starting line is what Eric just flat covered on that race. He left hard. Watch the truck come up. Watch this truck carry the tires right there.
And that's just what he did in the first round, too, Mike. He really carries those front wheels.
That truck's transferring.
Well, we've got one more to go. Bigfoot will come back to see if he can claim the drag racing championship here tonight in Des Moines. Don't miss it. The final round of the USA Motorsports Monster Truck Challenge from the Veterans Memorial Auditorium here in Des Moines, Iowa, coming to you live on TNN Motor Madness. And we're ready for a little madness right here. Executioner versus Bigfoot.
Wouldn't say and don't know from my viewpoint.
I'm not going to make that call. Executioner gets the win. Executioner puts away Bigfoot.
Well, they said that the truck would either fly or it wouldn't run at all, and it has really made some good decisions in the gearing change and in the fuel system and the blower.
What a great run by the Executioner.
It was a good run. It was a good drag race, too. Those are the guys carrying the front ends all the way down.
So Executioner puts away Bigfoot. Don't go away. When we come back, we'll talk to the winner of our side-by-side drag race right after this. Well, the final race has been run here tonight at Veterans Memorial Auditorium in Des Moines, Iowa. Let's go meet our final winner of the evening with Dave Burns.
And that would be Mark Hall, driver of the Executioner, and some vindication after earlier tonight, the disappointment in the obstacle course. You had things changed on the truck tonight. They seemed to make the difference, but you didn't really know what they were. Tim didn't tell you, did he?
No, I don't know. He said that the Consolidated Communications Executioner had some power, and him and the guys there at G&G Machine Shop, I don't know what they did back there. They was putting a super tune on it, so he said just go out and run it hard and see what we can do, and Lund Truck Accessories had us looking good out there, so this is great. This is good.
How do you feel after earlier being so disappointed? Were you driving that much harder because of the disappointment?
Yeah, we were real disappointed there at the start, and so we thought, well, we still got the straight line racing, so we'll try to make up for it there. And again, we knew we had some power, and we just, I don't know, things just kind of fell into place.
Ralph and Mike, there's a new shoe in the drag racing in the monster trucks, and it's Mark Hall.
And a good job he did tonight with the Executioner truck. Well, here's the way he did it in the final up against Bigfoot. That's going to take care of everything from here in the Veterans Memorial Auditorium in Des Moines. Let's head back to the studios in Charlotte, and Steve Evans and Katie Haas. And guys, we're headed to the hotel to get warm.
Oh, you're going to watch one more monster truck race before you go get warm.
That's right, buddy.
With these size 15s, I have been called Bigfoot all my life. This will be a piece of cake.
Yeah, we got our very own radio-controlled monster truck coming up next.
Stay with us.
Can I go now? This is it. Time trials, begin.
Driving barefoot, Miss
Oh,
Katie Haas of
Come on.
TNN.
It's a little slow tonight.
You're looking way too good, except for that turn. Look out, coming over the cars. Coming over. Oh, that's legal. I hate it.
Okay, come back here. Wait,
Come back,
this
little
way,
car.
this way.
You're trying to run the batteries down before I
that's
get a
it.
shot.
Here goes. Over the one more ramp. Come on.
Oh, I like you. Whoa, Katie. Come on, barefoot.
Okay, we're going to do this one again.
She's been disqualified. Stay with us, folks, when we come back.
I'm holding backwards. Yeah, that's it. Hey! Hey.
Give me that.
No. Here's the man. You ready?
What's the time to beat?
28 something. It took me 28 seconds to get around this measly track with this lovely truck. He's taking this very seriously, as you can see.
Sometimes you got to go slow to go fast.
You got an S curve here now. You're really being way too careful. At least mine was exciting.
What, you ain't seen nothing yet.
We got some big excitement
I'm gonna
coming
get
for you
behind
next
it where I can
Friday
drive
on
it.
TNN's Motor Madness. 5-point penalty. Cedar! 10-point penalty. He touched it.
Go, baby, go.
No way.
All right.
No way. There's no way. Next week, the demolition derbies from Winston-Salem are going to be a big time. As soon as we clean up this mess, we'll be there. Join us next week on Motor Madness. Now, you got to get at least 10 minutes. 10-second penalties there.
Go to Winston-Salem. You'll enjoy the demolition derby.
You touched the car.
Is this a formal protest?
I think so, yeah. What do
You
I
win.
Do I have to pay?
You win. I'm not going to fight with you. You win. But I do like the little truck. Where to go?
We're done.
Motor Madness. Brought to you by LA West Luxury Vans, the world's ultimate sport utility vehicle. LA West Luxury Vans, available at select Ford dealerships nationwide. Call us at 800-786-VANS. Drivers, race teams, and race fans, the 1998 Team Simpson Racing Catalog is now available. For more information, call 1-800-71-RACIN or visit the Simpson website at simpsonraceproducts.com and join Team Simpson today. Race fans, you make the call. New LCI residential long-distance customers receive 30 minutes of free domestic calling and the World Card Plus calling card featuring participating drivers. Don't delay. Call now, 1-888-TEAM-LCI. Lighting for tonight's event